Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below, the whole reason you've clicked on this video, my unfavourites. All of the things that I've tried or tested or found this year that I think aren't worth your money, that I don't think are good products, that I don't think work. I am de-influencing you. You have it on my word that these are bad products, they're not worth your money, I don't think that they are good. Some of these things, I will say, I'm certain they're going to be controversial. Some of these things I have seen in the last couple of weeks, other people putting in their favourites videos, so I already know that this is going to be, you know, just my take on it. I don't think that these products are very good. I also have one product here, and I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of my favourites and unfavourites. I have a product here that I'm putting in my unfavourites that I also put in my favourites, so we will cross that bridge when we get to it, but let's just start with primer. I feel like a lot of primers are just fine. I feel like a lot of primers are, you know, they smooth a little bit, or they hydrate a little bit, or they give a little bit of a glow. I feel like this one does absolutely nothing for me, and it also received so much hype that I'm like, I don't know where that's coming from. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I don't understand the hype. I don't understand why so many people raved about this. I'm determined to use it up because I spent my own money on it. I'm determined. But I don't enjoy it. I don't think it does anything. I don't think it smooths. I don't think it makes my makeup last any longer. I don't think it makes my face feel any sort of certain way. It's not moisturising or hydrating or glowy or anything. I just feel like it's nothing. Ultimately, like, I could easily go without this. I've noticed no difference in the appearance of my makeup, the longevity of my makeup, the application, anything like that. I noticed absolutely no difference when I use this versus not using it. And so many people have this in their favourites, and I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? I don't get it. I don't understand. Another one that has gotten so much hype that I don't understand. I don't have a foundation unfavourite. I feel like I can't really judge because so many foundations are not suitable for me, but they will be for other people. Like, I feel strongly about this one because I'm like, this does literally nothing. But with foundations, I'm like, but some people would like that. So I don't have a foundation, and this is the only like concealery type of product that I'm including in this video. This is the e.l.f. Putty Colour Correcting Eye Brightener. This is in the lighter shade. I've used this a handful of times. I keep trying to use it. I just don't think it's a very nice texture. I don't think under the eyes something as sort of Vaseline-y, that's how it feels to me. It just feels like straight up Vaseline under my eyes that looks really illuminating, like it reflects the light so much. I don't love it. And again, I know a lot of people do. I know that a lot of people do. But honestly, these two products I spent my own money on, and I'm like, I wish I had saved that £18 or whatever because I could have bought something else. It's just a bit of a waste of money for me. I don't get it. For bronzer contour, sort of all in one here, the Barry M Chisel Cheeks Cream and Powder Contour Duo. This came out in the summer. I have absolutely no problem with the powder on the top. The powder is absolutely fine. I will use the powder up. Don't have a problem with that. The contour cream underneath it, when I first got this, I was like, it's fine. It's a very low pigment cream. Like, you need to keep dipping into the product and reapplying it, which of course makes it very easy to use because you just use a small amount, blend it right out. I have no problems with that. It comes in a few different shades. My problem with this is I used this every single day for about 2 weeks, And then I haven't touched it since then. I just put it back in my drawer because I'm like, I'm so annoyed at it. This is how much product I have left of the cream. After 2 weeks of use. Like, how am I like 90% of the way through a product that cost me like £9? Barry M has like gone through the roof, the prices. And I have nearly finished it in 2 weeks worth of use. When I first got this, I like came back at the end of the month and that's how much product I had left. I've used it maybe once or twice since then. I cannot believe how little product is in here for the price. Like I say, it's not a bad product. It is not a bad product at all, but I cannot get on board with having to rebuy a product less than a month after I purchased it the first time because there's no product left. Like, can you tell I am furious? How? And like I say, Barry M prices have just been through the roof. Another product that has been on a lot of people's favourites and has been very much hyped this year, but I really do not like and really feel quite strongly that I do not like, is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Blush Wand. This is in Rose You Slay. I prefer the berry shade that they brought out recently. I think that they released some darker shades. I prefer that. I don't love it. This, again, is just a bit of a waste of money. You need to keep layering it up to get the amount of blush that I like to wear. I like quite a blushy moment. I just feel like it's another one that got a lot of hype. A lot of people got on board with it. A lot of people loved it, but I'm like, but do you, or do you just enjoy using something that other people are saying that they also love? Like, are you just joining the bandwagon? And maybe they do love it. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, no, genuinely, I like the amount of coverage, I like the way that it looks, I like the amount of colour, and that is absolutely fine. I don't. I think that for the price, again, the price, you could get a collection one that would be a whole lot better than this, would give you more pigment, give you more glow, give you more pink blushiness, and would be less money and would be easier to use in, you would have to apply less of it. I just don't love these. Another like similar sort of a product is the Lottie London Cheeky Glow Liquid Highlighter Wand, and this is in the shade Peach Bellini. So this was meant to be a sort of pinky blushy highlighter blush sort of a shade. Again, I just don't think it's very pigmented. I don't think it's very glowy. I don't think it does all of that much for my skin. There are other similar products like this, similar blush highlight wands like this that I prefer. There are 2 setting powders that I feel very passionately that you should absolutely just stay away from. These will not work for anybody. I can say that hand on heart, these will not work for a single person. So much so that the first one that I'm going to talk about, I have actually seen on their Instagram recently. They're trying to push this as like a highlighter now rather than a setting powder. So it's not a setting powder, it is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Powder. So this is a complexion perfecting face powder. So I tried to use this as a setting powder, it didn't work. I've tried to use it as a highlighter, it just makes my skin look green, like where I apply it. So this is like a marbled sort of a powder, and I don't even know if you can really see in the viewfinder, and I don't even know if I can really see in real life. It's so like pearlescently glowy, but it just comes off green. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you can even try and like just get the areas where there isn't any green in the actual like marbling. It just comes off straight green, like when it catches the light. Like, look how glowy that is. But also, I've tried to use this as like a highlight, like using my highlight brush and just putting it right on the tops of my cheeks, and it just reflects green, which is not the look that I go for. It's nice and soft, it's nice and affordable, but unless you want a green highlight, it's not going to work for you. And then this one, the Collection Hydra Setting Powder with Hyaluronic Acid. This just comes off straight white and it does not blend out. It does not soften like how that one, the Catrice one, it sort of blends out and you can't see that whiteness underneath it anymore. This one, no matter how much you blend that out, can you see there? Like, I didn't have very much, but like you can still see it on my finger. It just comes off so white, even on my skin tone. Like, I am the whitest of the white, and if anything is going to show up white, it shouldn't on my skin tone. So imagine I've got a deeper skin tone, I try and put that under my eyes, you're just gonna look absolutely loopy. Like, do not even go there. It does not do anything. It looks heavy. Even using like a fluffy brush, the tiniest little bit, it still looks too heavy. Like, there's just no way that I managed to make that work. It's an awful, awful product. Collection products are so good. So many of my favourites are Collection. How did this get past? Like, how was this allowed to be sold? Like, it's just so bad. Similarly, has anybody tried these? The Collection setting sprays, the new ones that they like redid. I've got this one and I have this one as well, which is slightly better but also not great. So the Collection Filter Finish Flawless Skin setting powder, but this one is by far the worst one. This is the Primed and Ready All Night Long setting spray. This is the most aggressive spray I have ever used. Like, honestly, I could have my husband stood on the other side of the room spraying this and it would still be absolutely soaking wet. There is no way that I can use this where I don't feel as though I'm being waterboarded. Honestly, it's horrific. Another one, like Elf, get it so right with their setting sprays, and the fine mist on that is so beautiful. How the Collection get it so wrong? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you how bad this is. I really hope you could see that. Honestly, now my table is soaking wet. The only way that I use this, and the way that I am determined to use this up, is I will spray my sponge with this if I can't be bothered to go into the bathroom to dampen my settings, to dampen my makeup sponge. That is the only way that I will use this, because the spray is just so aggressive and you can't even just like gently press the spray, because even then it just does too much. And this one as well, when I have, you know, at full stretch tried to use this, tried to like spray it, then it sort of sets really solidly on my face. I like to have something that is obviously a finer mist than this, but something that's almost going to rejuvenate all of the powders and things that I've got on my skin and really make them sink in. But this one just leaves my face feeling soaking wet, leaves everything looking blotchy and wet, and just no. So moving on from that one, another Collection product, but this is the one that I also mentioned in my favourites. This is the Diamond Shine Highlighter. I don't know anybody who would use this, like, not for like a party look, yeah, I get it, but who would use something as chunky and glittery as that for just an everyday highlighter? I do not know. Obviously it's a dupe for the Fenty one. I haven't tried the Fenty one. I love this on the eyes. That's where I included it as a favourite. But as a highlight, I just cannot get on board with a chunky, glittery, intense highlight like this one. I just can't do it. I love it on the eyes. I absolutely adore it on the eyes. That's why it was in my favourites as well as my unfavourites. I don't know anybody who would use a highlight like this actually on their face other than going to a party. So on to eyebrows. There have been lots of brow pencils that I have tried this year that maybe don't float my boat, but sometimes like it's just a colour, like I don't like the colour or whatever. The only unfavourite that I'm like, do not try it for the brows that I am including in this video is this one, which is the Essence Thick and Wow Fixing Brow Mascara. This is not a bad product. It is not. But why in a brow gel have they just given us a straight up mascara wand? Honestly, I have to like really carefully brush this through my brows, and I really have to concentrate on not touching my skin to get the tiniest amount of product on, because also you can't press enough to actually get any sort of colour payoff. I don't feel like it holds my brows all that well because I can't actually get all that much product on because the wand is too big. Don't recommend. If you're wanting a brow gel recommendation, the e.l.f. Wow Brow Chef's Kiss, absolutely beautiful. Onto the eyes. I've got a lot of unfavourites here, like this is going to take us a little while. Eyeliners. I recently did a empties video and there were more in that video because I've already chucked a load of them away, but I kept a few. The 17 Eye Flicks pen, by far the worst liquid eyeliner that I have used this year. It dries out before you even get to the end of the first eye, let alone, you know, the second one that you have. It does not draw on very well. It's not very black. It smudges like crazy. It's just not a good eyeliner. There were other ones that were similar to this. The Collection felt ones, can't remember the name of it, not good. Do not recommend. Yes, incredibly affordable. Incredibly affordable. For good reason. It's awful. Also from 17, these ones that they brought out recently, the Precious Pearl eyeliners. I picked up both of these. Both of them are awful. Again, the colour just does not show up. Like if I show you this, if I do a few layers, like, you know what, yeah, fine, it looks fine there, but as you like draw it onto your eye, you can't see it. You can't actually see the colour. Like it's not a dark enough, one of these is copper and one of them is rose. You can't actually see the coppery colour enough against even my skin tone for it to look like you've got any sort of eyeliner on. This one as well was sort of similar, where it was just so pale, and like once you've got mascara on you just can't see it. And again, as you were drawing them on, by the time you got to the other side it was just completely dry. So these have been sat in my drawer since I tested these, and I don't think very much of them again. Mascaras, I have two. They're both from Collection. Honestly, I love Collection. Like if you've seen my videos you know I love Collection, but these just weren't very good products for me. So the one that I tried first was the Collection Lash Surge False Lash Effect Mascara. This looked absolutely fantastic. This looked so good on first application, and then I wore it to work the next day and I literally had little specks of black all over my face. It just doesn't last. It doesn't last through a full day at work. Honestly, if you're wanting something to just pop out to the shops and then come straight back, maybe, but realistically, who only needs their mascara to last for like an hour? I need it to last all day, and this one just did not do that. And that was sort of the same problem that I had with this one. The Collection Mile High Soaring Length Uplifting Volume Mascara just didn't last on me. Didn't give me the most of anything. Like between the two of them, if I had to. Like if somebody was holding a gun to my head and said, which one do you prefer? I prefer the Lash Surge because at least this one actually looks good. This one just didn't really do anything. Didn't give me any length, didn't give me any volume, didn't give me anything. So, and this one also, like, again, smudged like crazy, fell, crumbled, etc, etc. Not a fan of either of these. I also have to give an honourable mention to the Profusion mascara that launched in the summer. I can't even remember the name of it. I tried it once, and as I was applying it, I'll put a picture of what it looks like. It was very affordable. As I was applying it, it was flinging little bits of black pigment all over my face, to the point where I actually got a pair of tweezers and I was sat picking and like scraping off the black little flecks of mascara, not just from under my eyes. Oh no, they were all over my upper lip as well, which, I don't know about you, I am not here to tell anybody what to do. I don't want little flecks of mascara on my upper lip. That is not my vibe. Another product that I just could not get on board with, I actually got this in a mystery bundle. This is the Made by Mitchell Gel Glaze Cream Eyeshadow in Peachy Keen. This is an incredible, reflective, beautiful looking pot eyeshadow. I was so excited about this one. It just doesn't set down ever. The only way that I managed to get this to work was by putting an eyeshadow over the top of it, and then I just lost all of the intensity of the like beautiful glittery reflect. I just never managed to get it to set. I never managed to get it to look good for any length of time. As soon as I like opened my eyes, it had like creased in like the folds of my eyes. I just never managed to make this work, and I was so upset because it's so beautiful, but it's just another one. It's not for me, and I don't think that this would work for anybody. Like, unless you're gonna use this not on your eyes, like, I don't know, maybe you could use this as a highlight or a blush or something, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Made by Mitchell have other cream eyeshadows that aren't the gel glaze cream eyeshadows. Similar packaging, but they're not called that, and they actually set down. You can blend them out and they're a lot better than that one. Then I have two eyeshadow palettes that I want to talk about. Again, there's a lot of eyeshadow palettes where I'm like, I feel like somebody could probably make that work. These two, I feel like I just can't get behind. First up is the Essence Disney Classics Dumbo eyeshadow palette. When I first saw this, I was like, it looks beautiful, and it does. Like, the packaging is so cute, but then when you get inside, all of the colours look the same. All of the colours basically blend out to the same, apart from this yellow and this darker blue. Like, unless you're using those two to create something a little bit different, you're going to get exactly the same look every single time. And I get it. Like, if you're a massive fan of Dumbo, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Dumbo, it's fine, whatever. But if you're the biggest fan of Dumbo and you want something as like a collector's piece, fine. That's absolutely fine. I just don't see how anybody could use this for every day and expect something different every time. Like, what's that saying? Stupidity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Like, you're gonna get exactly the same result every single time with this. Like, there's no difference in between any of the shimmers. All of the mattes, I mean all of the mattes, there's 3 mattes. You're just not gonna get any sort of a exciting look with it. The deepest shade is this one, so like if you're any deeper than I am, like, you're just not gonna get anything. And sort of similar with this one. Again, I was really excited about this one, but it's just not good. The Profusion Free Spirit 25 shade palette. I have tried to use this a few times on my channel, and I know that it's pastels. I know that it is a very light sort of colour story, and that is absolutely fine. Some of my favourite palettes are pastel palettes, so I get it. But these just didn't have enough pigment in them to show up as anything. A lot of the shimmers are more like toppers, so you don't really get any sort of intensity from the shimmers. There's like a couple of glitters where it's like quite an intense glitter, but like I'm not going to use that for an everyday sort of a look. Some of the shades go darker, some of the shades are darker, deeper shades, and you can make it work. But if you're getting this expecting it to be the same quality as the Profusion 5-pan palettes, it's absolutely not. It is absolutely chalk and cheese from those. I love the Profusion 5-pan palettes. This one just disappointed me a little bit. I tried to use it a few different times on my channel, so if you're wanting to go back and see this actually in use, then you can. I just found it a lot of hard work, honestly, and for the same price you could get like a Beauty Bay palette, or not the 42-pan but the smaller ones, for the same price as this one, and you could get the same look with a lot less effort. And I just think it's not worth its place in my collection. And then lastly, for lip products, as I was like thinking of what products I was going to use for my unfavourites, the lip product like stood out to me straight away, and it was this one. If I'm thinking of the worst lip products of the year, it's this one, and it's also that Natural Collection one that I tested recently. If you want to see a whole car crash of a makeup look, I will link a video. My Natural Collection, testing Natural Collection makeup. It cost me £14 for more than a full face of makeup for good reason. It was absolutely awful. This lipstick, I had such high hopes for. I've heard incredible things. I don't know if I've just got a dud. I do not know. The packaging looks beautiful, but it's so rickety, and like if I were to put this in my handbag, I would instantly lose the lid. Like, I just know it. And all it says on here is lipstick. I'm sure it had a name. This is in Queen Pink. This was so matte and so drying. It like dragged my lip with it. It was awful. It made my lips look so dry, so dehydrated, so cracked and nasty looking. Ugh, I absolutely hated this. Oh, and now that it's going onto my hand, like, it looks fine, and that was like applying onto my hand just fine, but I have not used this since the first time I tried it because I was traumatized. It was absolutely awful. And that is all of my unfavourites from the year. Do let me know if any of these have been your unfavourites as well. Let me know if you've tried any of these and you hate them. Also, let me know if you've tried any of these and you think that they are fantastic. Maybe I'm just using them in the wrong way. But maybe I just need to throw these in the bin and just get over myself. Let me know either way. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, but I am posting a little bit more at the minute because I've just got so much that I want to do before the end of the year. So subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.